today is New Year's Eve, obviously, but it is also our 1-year nomadiversary. A year ago today, we moved out of our apartment and into our RV to start our full-time traveling journey. So we thought we would go over what we've done, how far we've traveled, the numbers, and also things that we've learned and things that we've really liked and things that we haven't liked so much. So why don't you start it off, Doug?
All right.
How far did we go?
So we went 6,681 miles, give or take a bit, because there's a little bit of traveling around with that. We hit 33 campgrounds in 17 states. That's 17 states that we slept in and did something touristy in. We did pass through a few states that we're not going to count.
Not for anything wrong with the state.
Just we weren't able. We were trying to get places and
in a hurry.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some things that we've learned. Do you want to name a few things that you've learned from traveling?
Sure. A big thing is to take your time setting up and to take your time breaking down. Breaking down the RV and camp, not breaking down the truck, which you should take your time with that too.
Yeah, when you do break down.
Take your time.
Yeah.
But especially when you're moving a lot, or even if you're moving with a couple weeks in between moving, you really need to pay attention to all the things you need to do before you leave. Make sure all the slides are in, all the windows are closed, and then when you arrive, all the same sort of stuff in reverse. We've had that bite us a few times. Nothing serious so far. We've been pretty lucky as far as that goes, but there have been times where it was very clear we could have had some really big problems if we hadn't caught ourselves.
Yeah,
so take your time.
The main problems that have happened have been when we've been tired and in a rush.
Yeah.
So try not to do things in a rush.
Yeah.
Yep.
Along with that is kind of double check everything. We make sure that all the windows are closed before we start driving down the road, but do it again just in case someone decided to go to the bathroom one last time and pop the roof vent up or something. Double checking everything, double checking tire chocks are out of the way. We even after a year, just a week ago, we destroyed a plastic tire chock, which I might not have told you about, but
you didn't.
So double check everything.
Yep. But so even if you are being careful, you also need to remember that things break, like a lot. If you have a brand new RV, it's just like a brand new house. There are things that the builders forget to do, and you have to have them fixed. And if you have an old RV like us, things just wear out and break.
Yeah.
Especially if you have 4 kids and 2 dogs and 3 cats. We're very rough on stuff.
We are.
Things break a lot.
Molding breaks off, snaps off the walls, plastic fatigues and breaks, toilets will break, air conditioners will break, gears and things will break.
Yep.
We've had a number of things that are broken along our way that some of the things we'll fix, other things we're probably just going to wind up leaving broken. Things will break.
Well, I think you've also learned how to fix more things than you would have otherwise.
Attempted to fix a lot of the things as they've broken. We've gotten into how to order parts and find the right parts. We've done bathroom repairs. We tried to do some AC repair that didn't go so well, but the bathroom repair went fine. Replacing the shower faucet and everything. So things are gonna break.
Mm-hmm. One of the other things we learned that we really do not like is arriving at night. I'm sure you've heard that tip before.
Yeah, and it's fairly obvious, but number one, picking out a site is really hard at night because you can't really tell exactly what it's going to look like in the day. You can't, you might see where the power pedestal and everything is at nighttime, but it's hard to get a really good feel for where everything really is and how close trees are.
Backing in is harder.
And then the backing in is also difficult.
Yep, and that also leads to our first thing we learned, which is that you don't rush. When it's night, you tend to want to rush more. Which
you want to hurry and get set up and get those slides out, and that's when you wind up forgetting to close a door and the slide snaps the door right off.
Yep.
Something like that. Not that that's happened to us multiple times.
Well, I guess, multiple. Okay. The other thing that we've learned is that RVers are helpful. Especially when you're arriving, but in general too, we've had multiple times where people have come over and helped us back into a site, or helped us out in other ways. RVers, as a general rule, are pretty helpful and willing to help people out. So that's been really nice. I mean, we had heard about that too, but actually experiencing it is different.
It's kind of a mixed feeling, because when you're pulling in, there's almost always, a few people who are around just kind of staring at you, watching you pull in, and you hate that. But then sometimes, they'll see that you're having trouble and they'll offer help, and it may feel a little weird at first accepting it, but every time we've been offered help and we've taken it, it has made our life a lot easier.
Yes.
So, I do kind of appreciate those people who are a little nosy watching us back in when they offer to help.
Absolutely. So when you're researching full-time RV traveling, you'll probably hear a few things like your family will be so much closer, and your shy kids will learn to talk to people. We haven't really found that to be true. Mainly, I think, for the first one, we're already really close. We've homeschooled all along, and we're generally a pretty affectionate family. Even when we lived in a huge house, I would often find all 4 kids playing together on my bed. We really did not need that much space because they all like to be around each other, and that usually includes us too. Yeah.
Honestly, that's one of the reasons why I was thinking RVing would work out for us, is because we were already so close as a family.
Yeah.
So we weren't really looking for the RVing as a means to bring our family closer. We were already fairly close.
But it's funny. I mean, you just can't really get much closer. Yeah. And then as far as shyness, that really hasn't been the case for us. Our kids are really shy. We're really shy too.
Yeah.
Although you might not know it since we have a YouTube channel. But we are shy, and our kids are definitely shy. Their main trouble is introducing themselves and getting to know people initially. So that's hard when you're constantly meeting new people, if that's a thing you struggle with. And we have yet to kind of get over that hurdle with them. Mm-hmm. It's still something they struggle a lot with. So that's been tough for us. So we've learned that is not or we're the exception to that idea, I guess.
And we have met a lot of people on the road. The kids have met people that they keep in touch with and everything. But we kind of need that time to get them to warm up and start to know the people first. And so kind of jumping in to meet new people has still been a challenge.
Well, that's why we're spending so much time in Florida this winter. I think we're spending a total of 8 weeks at the Thousand Trails Orlando campground, maybe even more, to give the kids time to warm up and get to know people. And that's working out so far, kind of. Yeah. A little bit. Mm-hmm. And the last thing, was that we learned you need to build in downtime. When we first started traveling, we were trying to do things every day. At least I was with the kids. Doug had to work, obviously. Yeah. But, we definitely noticed that it was too much. And, it's okay to have some days in the RV where you're just kind of hanging out and treating it like a regular day just at home. Yep. That really helps.
And otherwise, if you make it too much like a constant vacation where you're constantly doing tourist stuff or whatever, it can just get a bit overwhelming, as fun as it is. Definitely build in downtime days.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, so let's talk about some of the places that we've really liked, things that we've done that were super cool. What's your first?
First, I'd probably say New Orleans. I'd never been to New Orleans before. The campground there, Bayou Segnet, the state park, was fantastic. It was right next to a fish market, like a fresh fish market where they brought fresh shrimp and everything from. Loved that. Loved all the food. New Orleans, the city, was just beautiful and really unique and interesting. So I love New Orleans.
Yep. We also really liked Hamilton Pool. Hamilton Pool is just outside of Austin, and that was just amazing. It was definitely an ordeal getting to and from it if you're not in shape, but it was incredible. I kind of wish we had been there when it was greener because we went in the winter, but super cool. Lachlan went in the water, and he was one of the only ones that did. Super cool place to go.
Yeah. In general, Austin was a cool place. The city itself is very cool, and which everybody says. But the food trucks, all the downtown area, the shops, the wall art, the murals and stuff, and everything. Austin was just a very cool place.
Absolutely. Yep. We also really liked Ruidoso. So when our truck broke down, we were stuck in New Mexico for 6 months, and 3 of those months were in Ruidoso up in the mountains. And it was really nice. I mean, I loved it there.
Yeah, considering we'd never heard of the place before, it's just a small town up in the mountains, little ski town, has some casinos, but it was beautiful. It was a great place to be for like the hottest months of the summer.
Absolutely, yeah. So. And it had the afternoon showers, kind of like Florida does in the summer. So that was nice because Niall would always say, "Oh, it's raining. Let's take a nap, Mommy." Mm-hmm. I really liked that too.
Also, really great dog park. So
yes,
we got to enjoy that a lot.
Yep. What else?
So also in New Mexico, a little before them was Carlsbad, the caverns. It's, literally, something you really can't see too many other places. I've been to other caverns, like Luray Caverns in Virginia and everything. Carlsbad was like a whole other level. It was just like otherworldly and very cool.
Yeah. That was one of those things where, like, when you're planning to travel, we planned this out for a long time. And, like, I'd always thought, okay, Carlsbad. And then when we're actually down there, it's just like, wow, we're really here. Mm-hmm. And it had such a surreal feeling. It was really amazing.
Yeah.
Yep. We also really liked the beaches that we've been to. Specifically, we went to Atlantic Beach in North Carolina and saw dolphins frolicking. That was really incredible. But in general, we love going to the beach, especially if we can bring the dogs.
Yeah.
And bringing the dogs, that was in Venice in Florida, and Hilton Head in South Carolina, and Gloucester in Massachusetts. But seeing the dolphins was just especially cool.
Yeah. Well, we kind of hit a lot of the beaches sort of out of season. We were at Atlantic Beach in North Carolina out of season, so the beach was pretty empty, but our kids still were crazy and went into the water, and we did see these awesome pods of dolphins playing around and everything, which was really cool.
It was. Yep. And then we also really liked Bar Harbor, which has both Acadia National Park and then just the town of Bar Harbor. Both were just so cool. Acadia is just gorgeous. I mean, there's really no other way to describe it.
Yep, going up, we went and saw the sunset at on Cadillac Mountain, and that was beautiful. And the whole area is just really nice. There's good food there too, and the little town, little town. It's fairly busy, but it's also very cool. Just a lot of really beautiful stuff up there.
Yep. Yep. And then your last item?
Yeah, and the other really kind of big highlight was we went to at the Hershey Park Zoo for Colin's birthday. We took an after-hours zoo tour, and that was just a lot of fun. It was a very private thing with just 2 other zookeepers and then us, and we went around through the zoo after hours, and it was a lot of fun.
They're still talking about that.
Yeah, still talk about it. Highly recommend. The people were great, and it was just a fun time.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the not so great stuff.
Yeah.
What did we not like?
So we found that there are a couple of things that some campgrounds do. Number one, they're not very friendly to kids, and they some of them will charge extra for kids, things like that. We found a couple of campgrounds that we really didn't like. That the restrictions they have on kids were just really difficult. Our kids are fairly well behaved, and I understand why they might have some of these rules, especially when it's a lot of retirees. But some of the rules are kind of ridiculous, and they can't step off the site, without an 18-year-old present or something. Yeah. So we've found that there are some campgrounds that just weren't very kid friendly.
Yeah, those are never good.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one campground we went to where there were just cats everywhere. Like all over the place. We would open the door at night to walk the dogs, and there would just be cats all over the place, on the cars, on the truck, and we're in our gated area.
We're animal people. We like cats. We have 3 cats, but these were just lots of loose cats, and it was really unpleasant.
Yeah, well, it makes it difficult when you have dogs inside that are hearing the cats.
Yeah.
You try to keep your dogs quiet, but if there are cats roaming right outside making noise, it's kind of a pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? You know what? I didn't really like the Poconos.
Yeah, it's hard for us to really put our finger on it, but we've been to a lot of kind of vacation village area, vacation areas. Ruidoso up in the mountains is a vacation area. We up
Orlando.
in New England, Orlando up in New England, all sorts of nice little vacation-y towns and stuff. The Poconos, which is kind of a vacation area, just really didn't click with us. It just felt kind of weird and
yeah, we were there
odd.
Twice and 2 different times, and I don't know. There was something weird about it. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I can't really say why. I just didn't really like it that much.
So probably not anxious to go back to the Poconos.
No.
Sorry.
Yep. What else? Oh, and Alamogordo. So we liked Alamogordo in New Mexico. White Sands National Monument is there. There were great museums, all sorts of cool stuff to do within a short drive. But we were there for 3 months, and the coughs that we developed from the dust and the dry air were awful.
Yeah, and
That was really bad. That was very unpleasant.
We were going through tons and tons of water. We were hydrating as much as we could, but the actual dryness until you experience it for a couple of months, it's hard to really overstate how much it affected us, because I had a cough that just wouldn't go away
and it lingered after we left for quite a while too.
Yeah.
It was not fun. But I think that's been it, really. I mean, aside from things breaking, that's not fun.
Yeah.
But we haven't been to too many places that we didn't like.
Yeah.
So it's really been interesting and fun and a great experience. And we cannot wait to see what the next year brings.
Yep. Excited to keep moving.
Yep. So thanks for watching. As always, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you get a chance, go over and check out our Patreon page, because we do post extra content there. And we would love to hear what you guys have to say and show you some of the inside stuff that not everybody else gets to see.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.